So we're going to continue where we ended this morning. We did manage to do it this far just to choose from brands. We were going to continue with the model selection part. So let's see, there's something flashing on my Teams here. Oh, I think it's okay. Yeah, so what we wanted to do now is if we select Volvo here, we want only to have Volvo models here. And if we choose Saab, we should have Saab models here. So this is the thing that called cascading drop-down. So depending on the selection of this first drop-down, the other values will change. So we made something in the controller. Let's see, we have the car's controller here, and we were in the create part. And we added some select list items to be shown inside the view. And you did see that we could use both the view data and view bag, which are temporary data holders. So you could transport data from the controller to the view. Normally we do it with the model, for example. So this is just to show you that you could, except from the model, you can also have like these view bags and view data. There is also something called temp data. It's also similar. I don't know why they have this all different types, but they should all work for this purpose. So by using this view bag in this case now, we could access it in the create view. So you will see that we could use it up here in the section where we're telling what items to be shown inside this select element. So what we did, we were adding also this on change event. So as soon as we change something inside, for example, selecting a Volvo, we go to the get models function. That is JavaScript. And we're going to do some jQuery here. So we're going to call the controller to get the needed values. We could also do another thing as we are started up this, because we were just returning, just a moment. What did I want to tell you now? Yeah, this was the thing I wanted to tell you is, so we go back to the controller again, the car's controller. And we could actually fill up the other drop down also with just some default data. So we could do the same thing for the models also. So because the first time when we show this list, the Volvo will be pre-selected. So we could actually add the Volvo things right away. So it's looking nicer. So I could do the same approach here. So I could do a copy paste, just changing the things so that we have like select model instead. You know, all my copy pastes ends up with something wrong. No, I was doing the wrong thing. I was leave the brand as it is. It's the second part I want to change. Model thing. And I'm gonna do I will explain. Just give me a second or 5. So we're gonna add some Volvo brands or Volvo models here instead, so we could choose from. We could have, and we're using the same values inside here now. I will add the other ones also. Mix of different Volvo. like that. And this would be, we would name it select. So now I'm returning two different kind of view bags. One named select brand and the other one select model. And these are available inside the view now. So I could present a list of these cars in the brand, and I could present a list of these models also. So if we go back to this create page again, we could actually do the same thing here. Instead of input here, we could add this select element here. And this select element could have some things also here. I'm going to give this select also an ID because I'm going to access this later on. I'm just going to call it model. I could have this parts also for the ASP to use. What else? I need some ASP items like the other one. ASP items. And these items could be this view bag, select model. I hope this will do the work. So now we should have data in both drop-downs. So we could try to run this and see if it's working before we continue with the JavaScript part. I was having something running at the same time here, so I'm going to close both these windows and try again. Okay, now we have the data and we go for create. That's the page where we are working. So now you see that we have the Volvo pre-selected here and we have a model pre-selected also. That's why I only added Volvo models right away. So we could start with Volvos right away here. But now as soon as I change here to Saab, I want this to change also. So that's where the jQuery and the JavaScript is coming in. So we're gonna need to do something in the view and in the controller. So we could start actually with the controller part. And we're gonna add like one more thing inside this controller. So I'm gonna go to the end of this. And I'm just gonna add a new method inside here. This will be different from the other ones because I will return a JSON result. So I will return JSON from the controller to the caller. So, and I will call this get models. I will be taking in a string also with the one that is selected. So if it's a Volvo, I will use the Volvo value here. And now I'm going to do some hard-coded things. This could be done also by having this data in a database, for example. But we're going to do an easy check here with some hard-coded data. So do that if selected is equals to Volvo, for example, we could return some data for Volvos. So we're going to prepare a list that we are going to return. We'll have a list of select list items. I'm going to call it models. So this is the same type as we had in the create part also. So this will return a list of models. So actually we could steal some code here from this section. So if it's a Volvo, we could return these cars or these models. Else, if something else, we could see if it's a Saab, then we could return like some Saab models. Just add a few of these. I think 2 will be enough there. And finally, we could do a check also with some Opel models. So this is just generating a list depending on what the input string is. It's still complaining about this because I'm not returning anything yet, but I will return data also. So if it's an Opel, it could be a Kadett maybe. Or it could be an Ascona. Ascona like that. And then we're going to return something to the back from this method. So we're going to return a JSON, and it will be the models. So this what this actually does is it's returning the list of the select items as JSON. So it will be in a JSON format. Because you remember that the JavaScript is working perfectly together with the JSON. So this is telling us that we are returning a JSON result. So we could access this from the JavaScript and the jQuery call. So if we go back to this create page, where did it disappear? We could go for this. We started with this get models thing. So now we're going to call this new function we created or method we created. So we're just going to need to do some Ajax here. Now we're using jQuery, so and same as before, we're going to need an URL, and in this case, sorry, it will be like the cars controller, just naming it cars, and then it will be the get models method, like that. We're also going to need to send in some data. So we're going to send in what car brand we are choosing. So we're going to tell that the data is equals to selected as the same input as we have in the method in the controller. Oh. Just starts helping me too much sometimes. And this will be equals to the selected that we have the value. So this part selected is matching with the controller name with this selected. We're going to do something more here. We're going to say that the data type will be JSON. like that. We're going to have a success on this. And you will recognize this. We've been doing this so many times now. The models that we get from the call to the controller. And now we're going to use, we could use a for each loop too, because the models will be many. So we're going to step through them one by one. So we're going to use the jQuery for each loop. And it's written like this. Each, and it will use the models. And it will run a function. It will have the index. I'm not sure if that is necessary, but it could be there. And we're going to use each line. I'm going to name a model. So we're taking out an object from the models. And this will. Now we're going to try to fill up this select thing up here. That's why I have this ID. So we're going to replace these ASP items that are here now with new fresh data. So we could use the built-in functionality in JavaScript. We could say that the let option equals to a new option. So this option is each item inside the select. So I'm going to use the model.text. And I'm going to use the model.value. So I'm going to build up a new option for each model I find in the models list. And as soon as I get one, I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it to the select up here. So I'm going to access with jQuery. And we add the hash, and it was model. And then I could append the data. Append, and I'm going to append this option that I create for each line. So if we check on this one again, so this is, you've seen this before, we are connecting to the controller cars, and to the action or / method, it's get models. This will return, we were sending in the parameter also with the selected one. So this would be Volvo, Saab, or Opel we are sending in. And we will get the JSON back, and it will be a list of data. So we're going to do a loop through it and take out each row at a time, one time. So I'm building up a new option. So this option is the part that it's inside the select element in the HTML. And this data is the data we get from the controller. So if you check the controller again, you see that we are building up a select list item with a text and the value. And this is the text, and this is the value we are taking out from that data. So let's try it. What could go wrong? Yeah, almost anything, I think. But we could start it and try it. And we go for create. Now we still have the data that is coming inside here is coming from the create action. So we have this view bags with brand and model. So These are like the default data now. So, but if I choose something here, Saab, for example, it should go to the JavaScript get models and then call the controller in the background. We could add a breakpoint to the controller to see if it's working. So as soon as we change something inside this one, it would call the get models. So I choose Saab, and you see it ends up here. And the selected string is Saab. So it will hopefully create a new list of these things. You see, if you step here, it will create this model. So this is filled up with data now. And this is of the type select list item that is used in the HTML. So this is the data that is sent back to the view, and we're returning it as a JSON. So you will see now that it's working, but you don't see it yet. If you check the models here, you will see that we have the Saab also here. But you see that the Volvos are still here also. So we need to fix that so it's emptying this all the time when we get a new brand. So if I do the Volvo again here, you will see that it's just filling it up with data. So now we will have a lot of mixed things here. So we need to fix that part also. So we go for the JavaScript part. And we're going to do one thing before we start to add, because we are using the append. It means it's just adding and adding and adding all the time. So each time we start this get models, we should empty that's what is inside the select element. So we could do it easily by some jQuery. Getting this model ID that we have. And we could tell it empty on that one. Remove all the select items from the select HTML element. So this we have this name model. So this is the same that is located here. So it will find this position and remove all the ASP items. And after that, it will fill it up with new data, with new options to choose from. I'm just going to do a save here and do this hot reload and go back to the page and just do a refresh. Hopefully it works. Yeah, let's see what we have here. I'm going to go for Opel this time. We end up here. We can take this away now, this breakpoint. And you will see we have Opels in the list here. Going for Saab, you see that we only have Saabs here now. And go for Volvo, and you only have Volvos here. So we could create a Volvo here easily now. Like that. So it's filling up our list here. So we have just been doing this for create now. So if you want to get this working, you should do the same for the edit also, that you could have the same functionality. So that is, if you want to do that later, it's a good exercise also. So it's just working with a create page right now. But this is a nice feature. And also with we are doing it just hard coded, but you could most likely imagine how you would do it, like having data in a database instead. So you would have like your options stored from a database. You could get them inside here also. So you should always use this select list item is to make something that is possible to have in the drop-down. So making a list of these, they will be available in the view also. Do we have any questions on this? Nothing at all. So we mentioned also that we're going to connect to an external web API and get some weather data. So I've been using a page or a service named rather than having other questions. Does it have nothing to do with these things, or? Where do we get styles.css? Is that some special styling, or? Otherwise, you have like styles in the W3 roots with the CSS and site CSS that is used by default. Was it that you were thinking about, or? Not site, the other one. Which one is that? I'm not sure I'm catching that. Do you have another style.cs? Yes. Maybe something team blog style CSS. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Maybe this is something we could have a look on afterwards. I'm not really sure what you're referring to. Okay, you have your own. Yeah, I think we could have a look on that later on then. So that feels like it's specific for you. I think we go on with this web API thing, so we could have a look Mladen later on your question. So we're going to use the same. We could use the same project for this one. We're going to add like a weather information up here in the layout. So we're going to add a text box and a button, so we could search for a weather for a specific town. And then we will present the weather information here in the top. So just having the degrees and a small icon if it's cloudy or sunny or something like that. So going to use, just let's see if I have it running yet. No. I will try to find it. I think it's called weatherapi.com. So need to check it first. Yeah, this is the one. So weatherapi.com. You could actually connect to any API you want to. I was trying with SMHI from the beginning, the Swedish one, but when I started using it, there was a lot of problems with that, so I moved on to a simpler one. But I heard people using the Swedish weather service later on, and it's been pretty easy to use, so I should be no problems nowadays. But I'm going to run this weather API in my example. So this is free to use. Yeah, free and free. It's having a pricing strategy, but you see that it's free as long as you are under 1 million calls per month, meaning that you are connecting to this weather IP less than 1 million times each month. For me, it's no problem. it's a good one to try these things, but you see, if you making it more commercial, you need to pay some money for it. So what you need to do to use this one is to sign up, just to register, and you will get hold of an API key that is needed each time you are calling this service. So I'm already part of this, so I could log in. And you'll see up here, I have something called API key. So this key needs to be part of every URL call. So I'm going to copy this one. So when you register, you will have another unique key. So if you start using mine, it will be on my account, but I'm regenerating this key now and then. So if you're doing that and it stops working, you know why. So this one is, there's a lot of, when you're choosing like an API to work with, it's great to find someone that is having good documentation so you could see how to use it. This one is having pretty good things. You have some API Explorer. You could try out what the result you get, and you see they are asking for your key here. So you could paste your key inside here. I could ask for the weather in Malmö, for example, and I could do some show response. And you will see this is the URL it will be using. It's the weather API and some version info, current, and then it's having this key and Malmö in this case. And I get the response 200, meaning it's okay. And you receive the response body here. This is JSON. So this is all the data with the current weather right now in Malmö. So you see like the temperature in Celsius is 9 degrees. Is that, maybe you know, is it correct? So this is, you have a lot of wind and rain and so on. And this is just the current weather. They have services for predicting weather and historical weather and so on also. So they also have some, let's see if I can find it, docs. They have some GitHub, yes, here it is. They have some information on the GitHub also for this, how to use it. So if I go for that page also, you will see they have for different programming languages how to use it, and there's one called .NET. So here you get a lot of information also how you could use it. I'm just showing this that you could what you could expect from others web APIs also, that it's great if they have good documentation, then it's much faster to start using it. So there's a lot of information how you could do it and so on. What you need to do when you contacting this service and you start using it together with your code, we're going to do like having our own model and class that is actually the same information that they are returning to us. So from the server, from the API. So you need like a model for it. And you will get it from these pages. You have it, everything here. So if you check again on this API thing, let's see. Where did I lose myself now? API Explorer. This was the one I did show you first. So if I go for Malmö here again, I show the response. You can see I could use this. This is the information I'm interested in. So this is containing all the data I need. There are some tools also on the internet you could use for getting your model if you want to. You will get it from their page also. JSON utils. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, this is one tool you have on the internet. You could create like a model for your C# with help of the URL answer. So if I put in all the data I got from this with the Malmö weather, I could tell that it should create a weather class, and it just do submit, and you will see it's creating the code for you here. You see, for example, that it's having this small, not any uppercase, all is lowercase. So you have functions here to make it uppercase also. You see the naming, it starts with uppercase now. And you also have some mapping you could do. This is something called JSON property, for example. And if I do this one, you will see that it's adding one attribute in top of every property. So this JSON property, this is the name that it's inside the URL answer. And this is maybe the name you want to use. So we're making it more nicer or readable. So you could use this one. There's no need to do this if you don't want to. You could use this lowercase naming that it's given from this URL answer right away. But I'm going to use this type of data. So this is keeping together everything that is returned from the service. But you will see how we could use it. So we go back to our code now. And I'm going to create like a weather controller. You see we have this cars controller, home controller, and I could create a new controller here also. I'm just going to make it without, just a small one without anything, no entity framework or anything like that. So we're going to go for add. Oh, yes, I need to close this one. Add controller. MVC controller. I'm going to go for this empty one. Let's see how empty it will be. And I will call it weather controller. Like that. And you will see that it's just having an index page inside here. We don't need an index at all. We just need this part. So we're going to do our own things here. So I'm going to create a public. I'm going to use this async, meaning that we are waiting for the data to be ready. And this will be a task of this iAction result. And I'm going to name it weather task. So this will like do the work for us with all of the weather things. So I'm also going to add one input here that it's a string called town. And so this will be the search phrase for this API. So we could search for different towns, the weather in different towns. And this we're going to need to do like one. We're going to need to use this model. We're going to need this weather model. So I have already prepared it with the information from the web API page. So I will copy it inside here. So this is the weather. I'm going to change the naming here so it's matching the data we have. 12, 13, and naming models. So this is you see this is the things I was showing you. We are just going to use a part of this property. So actually I could strip this down to just have the properties I need. But this is the complete what it's returning. So we have access to all of the data with help of this model. We need to do some things to make it work also, because we need to put together this result from the API. It's in a JSON format, and we need to make it into this class object that we have. So we will need to do it like a weather class to just match this data. So that is what we are going to do in the weather controller. So we're going to say that we have like I'm going to split this up also to have one part is just returning the data to the view, and I want to have another method that is connecting to the API. So these are like separated a little bit. I guess we're going to do this. Async task, and this will be weather. Do I have it here? Weather. Let's see if I get any help. Yes, using the models. And I will name it just get weather. So this method will connect to the external web API. String town. We're going to use the town information inside here also. And this now, this is the place where we start to connect to the external web API. So I'm gonna use something called HTTP client like that. Maybe I need to do something. Yeah, using system.net.http. So this is the client that is connecting to the weather service. And we're going to say that this is equals new client. And we will, yes, we're going to use this weather object. How to create a new object that it will hold the weather also. This will be like empty from the beginnings. And we're going to need like an URL also for this weather to access it. So I'm going to create one string. You will recognize this from the Java things we were doing earlier also. So I'm going to copy here inside this URL we had from the web page. Where did it disappear? Need to find it. Yeah, this is the one I want to have. We're going to replace. Yeah, I'm going to copy everything. So we're going to remove Malmö from this. Add the information later on. So let's see. I'm going to need it to be until the queue and the equals. I'm going to remove that part. So this is the basic URL or base URL. So I'm going to add like the town information to this string, making the call. So I'm going to make another string here. I'm going to call it, yeah, me and naming town weather equals to, or yeah, could make it. So we are connecting together this URI plus the town we have from this input. So this will be the correct URL that we are connecting to the API. So now we're going to connect this one with help of, let's see, HTTP response message. This is the answer we get from the service. Equals, we're going to do a wait and wait till it's finished. We're going to use the client and we're going to use get async. And we're going to pass in this URL. And it will be named town weather URL. Connecting to the service now. And now we could do a check if the response here is successful, then we could trust the connection. And now we could say that the weather is equals to, now we're going to get everything in JSON. So we're going to need to convert it to our model. So we're going to use something called JSON convert. JSON convert also needs something, show potential fixes using something called Newton soft.json. So this one is a popular reference. So it's very much used when you're using JSON data inside your C# code. So this could make the conversion of our data. So we're going to do something called the deserialize object. We want to have it in the weather format with the same name as this class weather. And now we're going to do something that is almost done. Another await. We're waiting the data. And we're going to say response content read as string async. So this will get, almost. This will read the data into this like a JSON object. Let's see if it's complaining about something. So this will convert the JSON object into a weather object of this type. And this is with the help of this JSON convert, the serialize object. This is doing the work for us. So when we are done here, we could just return the weather. So this method is doing the work for us to connect to the weather service and get the data for us. So I'm going to use this get weather in this other, because we're going to have like a mixed. It will return. This will return a view. This one, and this is just getting some data. I hope you still are with me here. So could be a lot of coding here.
Yes,
so we're gonna do. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna do like an easy. We could do it easy, just telling that weather. I'm gonna create the object of that is equals to get weather, and we need the town information. So we are calling this method. Now it's complaining about me not using. I need to use a wait here. So, because as soon as I start using async and things, you need to have the await also. So this is getting the weather information. So we have a weather object, and we are returning a view here. This is not so good, Because if you remember what I was talking from the beginning, we want to have it in the layout part. So actually we're going to do a partial view. You remember the partial view? So we're going to create a new view that we're going to return. So I'm going to go for the views part here. I'm going to create a new view. Maybe I need to create a new folder first. I'm going to call it weather. And inside here, I'm going to add a view. And I'm going to go for this empty view. And I'm going to call it weather, just weather. So, and you remember I used the underscore before, so I'm indicating that this is a partial view. Just making it easy to see. So when you see all the views that are starting with underscore, you know that they are partial. So this view will be used in the top up in the layout. So I need to have it inside the layout also. So you see I have the shared view here with the layout. So I want the weather data to be part of this HTML elements. So how could I do that? So I could actually I could add it. We have some different parts here, so maybe we could start to add this search inputs parts that we already have. Also, we were having like we had yesterday with it, or what day we did it with this form thing. We had this ASP controller equals to weather. And we have like an ASP action. No, I'm thinking, am I doing it wrong or? Yeah, we go on with this. This could be much now for today. I'm already tired just seeing the code. I'm going to do the same approach as we had with the other ones. So we could have search for weather, or search weather for maybe. Want to add like a specific town. And we could have like an input here with a text input type equal. We could say that this name is equals to town, because that town is the information we want to pass on. We could have a button also here. Input type equals to submit. Yeah, we could do the same as we had yesterday, value equals search. I'm thinking how I would get this running at all. We could try something to see what we have on the screen at least. Do we have anything on the screen? We actually have this search here. Oh, fantastic. Search weather for. So if I do like Malmö here, we should do something with this. It would end up in the, hopefully in the controller, weather controller. And you will see we have some errors here. Weather task was not found. So it's looking for, yeah. This is no good. I need to do something else. So see you next week, guys. I need to add something extra here. We could fix the weather controller first to see that it's working the way we want it first of all. You see the weather it's not complete yet. It should return a partial view, so we have a lot of errors here. So this would be like returning a partial view, and this name of the partial view would be weather, like that. We're gonna do some view data also, so we could use some data inside the weather. So view data. I'm gonna just take a few. I'm gonna take the temperature, like that, and that could be equals to. We have the weather object here, so we have all the weather data actually. So I'm gonna go for this current, and it is containing Celsius, for example. So I could do another few data here. Go for the town information. We know it's Malmö also, but we could take it out of the object. So we have it inside the object with the location. We have the name. So that should be Malmö. We also could have like an image. That could be, it should be part of the current. We have something called condition, and there should be an icon. So this is actually this is a URL pointing to an image. So I'm like preparing 3 different view data, temporary data to have on this inside this partial weather view. So we just created this one, but it's empty, so we need to add some data inside it also. And I'm gonna do it like so it looks like the layout. So it will have like this look with A-class navlink. I'm gonna use this parts also. So this is just for the look, so it's making it look better. I'm gonna add this information inside here. Why it's complaining about the navlink? This is just a class name. Yeah, we see what it's telling. I want to use like the view data inside here now. I could use the town information first. Telling, mixing with this the data I have now in the different. Oh, sorry, what's happening now? I have like the town, and then I'm gonna use the temperature. Temp. That be to spell temperature. I could like have this Celsius signs here. And I could add like this image also. This image element from HTML. Telling the source is equals to this view data also. Maybe I could take it away. So another view data that is holding the image. Like that. Now this image will be a little bit too big to make it look good. So I'm gonna limit the space, or it's telling that it's maximum 30 pixels. Height also. Just so it's not taking too much space. I'm still thinking why this is not working, or it's actually working. It's no error, so I will go for that. So this is just a small mini version of some parts of an HTML page. So this is just holding this anchor attribute or element, and I will try to match it inside this section here. So I'm going to use like I could add it like here, having I could do it the same way that they made this one, having a position where the weather information could be. I'm not going to use the rest of these things. Like that. And I will have like an ID here telling it's the weather. It's a lot of IDs and reserving space for things. Oh, this, oh, come on. No, it's not better. So I want the weather information to end up here with this partial view, this weather, the weather partial view here. So this data will end up inside here. So I'm like returning this small piece. So we could check it now. It's what it's happening now, if there's been any improvement. So we still have the search input. That's great. Malmö search. Weather task. What happened? You see it changed this address here. So it's, I was expecting at least some data with some weather information. So maybe we could add a breakpoint inside the weather controller to see if it's giving us any data at all. So I'm going to add a breakpoint inside here. And we try to run it again. I go for the Malmö here, search. We end up here. It's been to this. We have a weather here. So let's see what it's saying. Yeah, we have everything here. We have all the data. So this is great. So we actually, the server is, the API is returning correct data. So we are putting this also. And then we are returning partial view weather. And the partial view weather is looking like this. I was expecting it to show something on the screen, actually. So let's try this again to see. Okay, now it's out of. No, it's not liking this. No, it's. I need to do something more to get this to work. So I think I need to use something called jQuery. If you remember, I was telling you before that there is a special jQuery for MVC. So I'm going to try to add that one here. So you will see in the up here, we have like 3 different jQueries. We're going to add another one also. It is called, let's see what it is called. It's called jQuery Unobtrusive Ajax. So this is another library. I will try to get it from my other. Here you have it now. You will see this is another jQuery library that is used for MVC. I'm not sure if you have it by default in your template. Otherwise, this will be added to the file section in Teams, so you will have it there also. So by this, we could make some special things inside our HTML page or the view. So you will see why I'm using it now. I could try to add it also to the chat if someone wants to try away. I'm not sure it's working. Oh no, does anyone want it now? Just let me know. So this is a JavaScript library that you maybe not have in your project. Okay. We continue. You will have it later on also, so it's no big issue. So now we're going to go back for our, let's see, what page did I want it on? Was it this? Yeah, this is the section here. So I'm going to extend this with the new information I have. So I'm going to use, just a moment. I'm going to add some extra data here now. So by having, let's see, I maybe have to reference it also. Now I remember. I need to add the reference that I'm using the new JavaScript also. So I'm going to go here where the rest are located, do a script. I'm going to say that the source is equals to, it's inside the lib. This is the one, yes. Now I have referenced this one also, so we could use it. So go back to this part where I started to code. And now I'm going to do, there's a lot of settings now. I'm not sure if everyone is needed, but this is the way I got from the tutorial I used. So I'm going to tell that the method is equals to get. And this is thanks to this new jQuery library I'm using. And I'm going to say that the data Ajax, data Ajax. Yeah, I think it's that is one. It's equals to true. I'm going to say that the data Ajax dot slash method is equals to get. I think it's disappearing here. There was something wrong here. Yeah, now it's looking better. This is equal to get also. So this is, instead of writing like JavaScript with jQuery, you're using like this built-in functionality. So this is for Ajax, calling Ajax things inside this HTML elements. So this is why I could write it like this. There's a lot of data Ajax things. I'm not sure if they are all needed. This is a part that is actually needed. Data Ajax update. This is where I want to have my partial view. This is actually this one, this ID. So I want my weather data to end up inside here. This one is important. And this is the jQuery ID way to write it. Don't use any dollar signs here, but this is jQuery. We're going to add some few other data Ajax things. So we're going to say that this one is mode is equals to replace. This means that every time it's calling this weather thing, it will update this weather element, and it's always doing a new, replacing the data, so we don't get many lines of data. And finally, it wants to have the last data Ajax thing, which is the URL. So this is actually the same as the previous one. So I'm going to use this razor thing here, telling that the URL dot action is equals to the weather. Let's see here. The weather task, that is the name of the action. We have this controller name, which is weather. I'm not sure why they made it this long to write. Hope I got everything inside here now. Maybe it's possible to, yeah. This is all these are already built in jQuery things inside here. So this is just telling us what to do, what parts to update, and what the update mode will be, and what URL we should contact actually. I don't have any errors, so I'm a little bit happy about this now. So maybe I did write it correct. So let's try it and see what's happening now this time. Maybe it's not working, but we will see. Oh, we still have all the data in position, so this is great. We're going to try for Malmö again. Do a search. It ends up in the weather task. That's great. Hopefully we have weather data. Yes, we have. That's also perfect. And now we're going to try to return a partial view named weather. So let's see. Come on, where did you go? I wanted to have the weather here. I see nothing. I'm going to check if I have some errors on this page. Let's see. Come on. So this was unexpected. Where is the weather? Do you have any weather in Malmö now?
Yes.
Maybe it's the wrong town. It's just like a gray, yeah. So what did I do wrong? So I have this weather, this small weather thing should end up. Now I see there's something. Would it be that easy? The double quotation was missing. I told you there was something wrong with this page. Let's try it again. I'm gonna do this hot reload also. Maybe getting a warmer weather. Let's try this again. And Malmö, come on. Yeah, yes, do you see? We're actually getting there. It's not beautiful, but it's Malmö. So we have Malmö, 9 degrees, little sunny, little cloudy. What do you think about the current weather? Is it correct?
Seems right. I have 8 degrees.
Okay, but you're not living in Malmö.
Outside.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about 8 degrees.
Okay, you're also outside Malmö.
No, I'm inside Malmö.
So this is actually working. This is only working now on the. Sorry for that. I had too much fun with this Malmö weather. So now if I change page or something like that, you will see we lose the weather. So it will come back if I do a search here again. But tomorrow we're going to add it, so we have as soon as we get the weather information, we will have it available on all pages with help of some session information that we could store in the web page at the moment we are browsing, so it will store the information. So this was, I think it was great until we ended up with this this long line. So this is something that is available for MVC. So this is jQuery inside MVC or the MVC way. So you could still do it running like doing your JavaScript and so on the normal way. So I wanted you to show you just this special feature that is available also. So that you from inside these HTML elements, you could still use like the built-in jQuery way. So I think maybe some of these data are not necessary. So I was just getting the information from the tutorial. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to show you the different sides of everything, so you see that it's not only one way to do things. You could there's a lot of ways to get things to work. So I will add this code to the team so you can have a deeper check on that. Do we have any questions on this? It's always too easy for you. Lenny, you always have something to say.
Or maybe we are speechless.
You're speechless. Yes, you're lost. You're just totally blown away by this coding.
Yeah,
So
easy,
do you see any use of this? Yeah, Lenny?
No, it's not easy.
Not easy, no. It's easy. Yes, it is easy. It's looking more complicated than it actually is. Sounding like a salesperson right now. So this is if you check on the weather controller, actually what task this has, I'm not thinking it was easy until today. It's still easy. I think I am the problem. I think by replacing me, it would be much easier. Now you see this weather controller, for example. So it's just having 2 tasks it's doing. This is one just getting the weather and returning a partial view. We made it trickier because we integrated the partial view inside to another partial view. We made the same approach yesterday with partial view and returning all the cars. That was the same thing actually, but we made it integrated this a little bit more, so that's the problem. And this call is just for getting weather data inside to an object by connecting to an external web API. So there's a lot of small parts, but and you will see if you start to use this way to connect to other APIs, it will be the same thing. So instead of a weather class, you would have your if you're connecting to maybe another weather service, yeah, it could be the same name but different properties in the classes. And you will have another URL you're connecting to, but otherwise the code will be almost the same. So this will work for other services also. So this is the trick with this one is just this, to convert the JSON object to something that you have in your computer with your models. But if you're using a good API, web API, they have good documentation also, so you could easily see how to do it. And most likely you could copy the model information right away from their pages. What else did we do? Not much actually. This is easy. Maybe you could make it more beautiful. It's not that good looking with the links are jumping up and the weather is jumping down 1 step, so they are not aligned. But you could fix that with the CSS, some styling. So tomorrow we're gonna do it so this will work on all pages. So every page, as soon as you search for a weather for one town, it will have it in all these pages. So we could have a look on Kiruna, for example. They should have -6 degrees. So this will work for all. I could check London here. Yeah, it's much better than Malmö, I think. I'm not sure if they have like Tenerife, or if it's a country or an island or what it is. 20 degrees, yeah. A little bit cold today. Could have a few degrees more. So this, yeah, we're gonna extend it tomorrow. So maybe you will sleep about this, and maybe you think tomorrow that this was pretty easy actually. So I think Emladen will also change his mind. Do we have any other questions?
Not this moment. Actually, we will go through, so probably we can get something to us.
Yeah, I will add the code to the Teams, so you will find it and start analyzing it. I think actually what I think it's the most trickiest for me, it was this in this layout with this jQuery way to write it inside there. I'm not sure why they made it, but it's there, so it's probably you could use it actually. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know, maybe I'm showing you too much things to do the same thing and how to do it, but I think it's great when you start working and maybe end up in a project. You will, depending on how they have been doing their things, you could recognize it pretty fast how they are working. So tomorrow is Thursday. Friday will be off for me, not for you. And next week it's Christmas week. You will not have access to me and Ernst that much actually. We will go through the schedule tomorrow if you don't have already got some information about it. So you will have a few days when you work by yourself, self-studies things. So,
But Mats,
yes.
is it possible to squeeze in tomorrow how to use many classes in MVC? Like the cars, we have MCs as well.
Yes, we already have 2 classes now, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, we have, but I'm not really sure about if we have car, if we need to have a controller specifically for each class.
Yeah, that is the easiest way to go, to have one controller for each class.
Okay.
You could mix things in one controller with many classes. So, but that's a little bit up to you what you want to do with the data, and you're thinking, why do I have this data on this page? So this is where you need to start thinking. If you have motorcycles and cars, do you want to show them on the same page, and why do you want to have them on the same page? If you need to think about the purpose of it. So, but you can mix. So you can have a lot of data, and you can use partial views. So each partial view has its own controller. So you could have a car controller returning cars to one page, and to the same page you're returning motorcycles from the motorcycle controller. So there's so many options. So maybe too much to choose from.
To be honest, yeah, I've been Googling it and I'm getting more and more confused the more I'm looking into
Yeah.
it.
I could mention it right away. Googling MVC is really difficult because MVC has been there for so many years. And try to, when you Google it, to have filter it on time. So you have like new things, only showing new things, because there have been so many versions of MVC during the years. So when you start try find something, maybe you find something for an old MVC solution, and maybe it's not working the same way anymore. So try to filter it so you have fresh new pages that you find. So I normally try to have a look on everything that is from the latest year, just especially when I'm Googling for MVC, because you could easily get lost. So, do we have any more thoughts about life? Nothing. I think you're tired too now. So I will add this to the Teams, and we see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock again.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Mm.